20-year-old Yorkshire opener Alex Lyth scored his maiden championship 50, which he then converted into his maiden championship 100 on the opening day of a rain-affected LV County Championship match with fellow high flyers Middlesex at Lords. Batting first after winning the toss on a rather cloudy and sultry morning in North London, Yorkshire had to work really hard at the top of the day against an attack which had just spent 2.5 days in the field under hot sun trying to bowl Sussex out twice. Both Lyth and his partner Adam Lyth were beaten by very good deliveries from the Middlesex openers Corey Collymore and Tim Murtagh. Surviving against good balls and then getting run out has to be one of the most annoying things in cricket, and it nearly happened to Lyth, who would have been out had Murtagh's nifty bit of footwork deflected the ball onto the stumps. These two batsmen put on 32 for the first wicket in a morning affected by the weather. Then Lyth on 11 edged Murtagh and was superbly held low down in the slips by Neil Dexter. Lyth had certainly earned his corn in the morning and got through to lunch in spite of this appeal for leg before from James Harris, who was only able to bowl 4.5 overs before he had to go off with a side strain. This was only the third championship match of Lyth's career, and he'd hit only 12 runs in total in his other 3 innings, but in the afternoon he began to warm to his task in the company of the much more experienced Phil Jaques, who took the total along to 70. Jaques had made 20 of those when he nicked Gareth Berg behind shortly before the players were taken off the field because of more rain. When back on, Gale soon began to find the rope. These 2 boundaries came off successive Berg deliveries as the Yorkshire captain looked a new man following his momentous 272 that he made against Nottinghamshire in Scarborough last week. That has obviously increased his confidence. Lyth, on the other hand, has no baggage. This was only the youngster's 6th first-class game, and he's been given the chance after making his maiden first-class 100 a couple of months ago against Leeds Bradford University. It's fair to say that this Middlesex attack was a slightly tougher one to face than the students. This then was a very special moment for the man who only turned 20 in mid-April. A 4 off Dexter, his 5th in total, took him to his half-century off his 116th delivery. And with that out of the way, you could see the confidence grow in him. His county have made lots of headlines of late for introducing a 15 and a 17-year-old into their one-day team, but now it was a 20-year-old lad from Halifax who was putting his name up in lights as he started to become the latest of his side's batsmen to score plenty of runs. Yorkshire also have to be given huge credit for letting Lyth open, with Joe Sayers included in their side for the injured Gary Ballance. Middlesex huffed and puffed in the afternoon, but not much went their way. Ollie Rayner thought he got Gale LBW, but he hadn't, and that allowed the Yorkshire captain to head towards another 50. What a difference a big score makes to a batsman. He'd taken his partnership with Lyth into 3 figures by the time that he nudged the single he needed for his own half-century, which had been made off a patient 135 balls, with 5 fours included. The end of the day was approaching, and Lyth must have been getting just a little nervous, as this edged boundary took him to 87. He then moved from 90 to 96 in singles before this moment of magic. He took on Rayner and used the middle of his bat to sweep the boundary he wanted to get to 3 figures with his 11th 4. In total, he'd been at the crease for 4 hours and 42 minutes and had faced 221 deliveries. It will be a moment he would have dreamt of, and you can't think of any better places to do this than at the home of cricket. Yet it was Lyth's first ever visit to Lords. He got to his ton just before the end of the day, and it helped his side to dominate. With Gale a new man now and helping himself to 61 runs, this pair have put on 145 for the 3rd wicket to take them to 215 for 2 from 77 overs. But the day belonged to Lyth, yet another young name to come out of this county in recent times.